Hello farmers and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany. Just coming back from the TMR production, and I want to top off the cows. They're going to need food first thing in the morning in March anyway, so I figured might as well go down and get a full forage wagon, bring it up here, and we'll top them off, and whatever is left we'll give them to them first thing in the morning. Currently we got ourselves our worker in the Lamborghini still down in the cotton field spreading now digestate because we have run out of slurry. I had about 90,000 liters of digestate, and they were taking it directly out of the BGA. We'll see how far they get. The Lamborghini is struggling a little bit going up the hills over there, so I might be using more slurry and digestate than I needed to over there, but it'll be fine. The work is getting done. I would just skip on to the next month and let it do it next month while it's not snowing. But I do need the Lamborghini to start planting the potatoes, so I'll need that tractor first thing in the morning. We're going to take this manure spreader and we're going to go over to the other cotton field, and we're going to get some manure put down there. Watch out for the deer as we go down through. Just have a look at our factories, make sure everything's good and going. I'm glad I was checking on them, because the one thing I noticed was our spinnery that makes the cotton and wool into fabric and also makes the clothing was getting kind of full on the clothing, so I was down there moving some pallets out of storage so we have more room to make clothing. That would have been kind of disappointing to wake up one morning and be like, why is the spinnery turned off? It's got wool. Well, it wouldn't have wool and cotton left over. It would have fabric, but why isn't it making clothing? Because you got too much clothing in there. That'd be why. Alright, let's go ahead and unfold this. Hoping this gets me far. Meaning half the field? I don't think it's going to half the field, but we'll see what we get done here. So we just technically planted this field in-game maybe about 10 minutes ago. And now I'm putting manure down, so it's getting both stages of fertilization on it right away. This will leave, let's see, one vegetable field? No, I sprayed that one. We sprayed that one. That'll leave just a soybean field that needs to get a layer of fertilization onto it before we plant, or right after we plant, either way. Preferably before, because when I get done planting the soybean, I would like to just skip right on through the rest of summer, which is like about a month and a half before we get to harvest season. Yeah, this definitely does have a wider working width than the slurry spreader. Let's actually speed up time to about times 10, just to see if we can get rid of the snow. It's nice and all, but after a while, it gets kind of like it'll put you into a trance sometimes, and you just start staring at the snowflakes, not actually what you're doing. And with my driving, that just makes it a whole lot worse. Alright, so I'm not even going to get a headland done, I don't think, with the manure. Well, that's kind of concerning about getting the whole field done with the amount of manure we have left over. See, about halfway through the trailer. Well, maybe I'll get a headland done. I don't think so. I think when I start going uphill, I'll lose the speed that we have, although the trailer is getting lighter as we go along here. And then back to the farm to fill up with more manure. Yeah, I don't have the luxury that my workers do, to where they're automatically sucking the slurry out of either the cow barn or the digestate right out of the BGA. I gotta go refill. Of course, if I were to hire a worker, they would take it right out of the cow barn. Well, the working speed, I think, is 10. We're only slowing down to 8. So that's not too bad. Yeah, definitely want to make sure this field has a double stage of fertilization into it, because this is the cotton field. And cotton is key. Why is there like a layer that it didn't fertilize on? That is interesting. Unless it already has 2 stages of fertilization in that section. So we actually did make it around the headland once, so that's pretty impressive. Can I get to the end of that? Well, no, but close enough. Better than what I thought we would get to. How's my worker doing down here in the cotton field? Let me just have a look here. So they're kind of working. It's kind of hard to see my white cursor on a white field. Actually, you know what? Let's do it like this. Yeah, so the worker is going currently back and forth this way. So this whole section of the field should be done. And don't forget, we did about 2 headlands, so it's only got this much left to do. And if I go to here, we still got 42,000 liters of digestate left. So it may actually get the whole field done today, which is great. I won't have to worry about it next month, and it won't look too bad. If I were to do it next month, of course, the cotton's going to germinate, it's going to grow, and we'd be in the field with a crop that's growing. But being in the first growth stage, it wouldn't destroy the crop, but just wouldn't look right. I don't think you want to be in the field once the crops have germinated. Yeah, so we're getting closer and closer to the springtime, but yeah, with this episode, I probably got this episode and next episode before we get to where we can sell our clothing, which is going to be in April. We got a lot of planting to do in March. We got the sugar beet and we got the potatoes. Potatoes take a little while to get planted, but not too bad. Yeah, we'll have a worker planting the sugar beet here pretty soon. And we'll also have someone in the Lamborghini doing the potatoes. And we'll be taking care of either the soybean field, maybe putting down some fertilizer into that if I got any slurry or manure left over. And we'll also take care of the animals, our production buildings. Maybe I'll take some driving lessons so I can back up straighter than I have been. What do we got left here? I got about maybe another load, another full load, and then a half a load after that, possibly of manure. Let's see, I probably should get down around... I think it's going to be kind of close. Sorry, I'm just calculating in my head and picturing the field that we're doing. Do I have enough manure here to get that cotton field done? It's going to be close. Okay, so they are done in the first cotton field. I'm pretty sure I'll have to go around and get some of the corners done. There is slurry in the tanker. So when you have the AI worker taking it directly from a tank, pit, or whatever, it doesn't use any of the material in the tanker right from the get-go. So I got like 80% of a tanker full of slurry, so I can get the corners done. And we're going to cut right across this field because there's no crop growing into it. Although we did plow the field to loosen up the soil, but now I'm driving on it. Seeing all this snow does not make me miss winter yet. It's been a while since I've seen snow in real life, but I'm not ready to... I do like the change of seasons. It is nice to see snow for the first time when winter starts, but after about a month, I think I've had enough of it at this point. I'm not one for long winters anymore. Although I used to drive a lot in my previous job, so I think that was part of it, having to drive when the weather conditions were not great. Because not only do you have to worry about, you being focused on the road and driving and make sure you're in control, it's all the other drivers out there, and we've seen how people drive when the weather conditions are perfect, when there's snow on the ground. Of course, we always had that discussion when I was at the office of, well, with it snowing, maybe people won't be on the road, but now people just, I think most people just be like, oh, whatever. You would think less people would be on the road when the road conditions are bad. Oh, good. We got that little section there. Well, this will be good. We're getting the cotton fields all fertilized before we advance to March. I'm happy with that. Well, this field isn't done yet, but we're getting close. Alright, T8, get up this hill. Yeah, as for the grapes, I do need to get back over there and plow between... We're just having the one vineyard. In case you missed that episode, I kind of hemmed and hawed about it. I don't know if I made a final decision in the video, but I think we're just going to use the one big vineyard and not worry about the white grapes anymore. That way I don't have to worry about the white grape juice and trying to get that sold. And we're just going to focus on the red grapes in the big vineyard. I think I've had my fill of doing the grapes. Because the amount of work hours, I don't want to say work hours, but if it was real life work hours you put into it, and the money we're getting back on the grapes, it just isn't panning out for what we are doing here. But we'll keep on doing the grapes because they're over there, and I can just hire a worker. We already got the equipment, but I can't see, you know, spending the time to do the white grapes. And yeah, the grapes on the hill can be a little bit of a pain once in a while. Now, I'm not going to sell any of the equipment that's over there and buy more land. I would like to say, do I dare say, I don't want to buy any more land. Let's just put it that way. I think the amount of fields that we have, I'm okay with. Yeah, I think one more load is going to do it. Let me get this little strip right here. And let's go refill, and looks like 2 passes will do it. And then we'll bring the Lambo and the T8 back to the farm. Everything, like I said, I kind of checked on it already. We are good to go to get to the month of March. Kind of leaving the annoying little strip, and I can't adjust the working width of a manure spreader. But if I crisscross on the field, I can go ahead and save myself a lot of it. We still got manure left over. And any manure I got left over here, we'll probably just go right across the road and start spreading some on the soybean field. Very interesting in the different types of gameplay that you have between the base game and with precision farming, because this being our soybean field, precision farming requires no fertilizer for soybeans at all, but in the base game I gotta fertilize the field twice for every crop. I keep thinking that having one map on precision farming and one map not, at one point I'm gonna probably goof up and forget what I'm doing on each map and maybe fertilize where I shouldn't fertilize, or forget that I don't need to fertilize, you know, something like that. Oh, cover up that little piece there. I don't have to cover every square inch of the soybean field. But hopefully in another month from now, the cows will produce much more manure. We are getting, I think we're over a half of a cow barn now. I think we are over 40 of the 80 cows that we can have. Sheep have been full for quite a while. Alright, there we go with the extra manure that we had left over. And yeah, you can see the cotton field is all set. So I'm going to bring this back to the farm, grab the Lambo, and we'll call it a month of February and say goodbye to the snow. The snow has finally stopped, and so have I, for the month of February anyways. We are ready to move on. But we'll bring this back and park it next to the fill point. We do just have one more field, so would like to do it with the solid manure if I can. We'll take what's there. Alright, almost a full tanker. Alright, drop that off. And let's park the Lambo over by the potato planter. Alright. Let's go ahead and go to bed with $36,700 in the bank account. Sleep delay. Yep, we're good. That should be good. 36.7 is what we had. It all depends on if it's a windy day or not. Being a stormy day, it might be a windy day, so we might actually make a profit. Okay, what am I thinking? Of course not. So maybe not a windy day. Who knows? But we are all set to get things up and going. Let's jump into the Lambo and we'll get this filled up with some seed. Currently it says potatoes are in there, which of course they are. At least that's what we want to plant. You can see the potatoes, but we want to put seed in. Because seed is cheaper. I think the seed is cheaper. I keep forgetting which one's cheaper now. Did the test, I don't know what year it was, like in year 3, and I found, I'm like, oh, this is cheaper than that. I mean, one will be cheaper, but it was much cheaper, and I can't remember which it is. Okay, watch out for our canola field. That might be in the second stage, which means if I were to drive into it, it would get destroyed. Takes a second for that thing to unfold. Alright, let's get into the field and get ourselves our worker. Before we do though, just to make sure, yep, double fertilize, which is good. One application, one application. Cotton fields are done. Potato field's all set. That's the cotton field, soybean field. Yep, soybean field is all we needed to do, but just double checking. Okay, so we got the field already selected because we're in it. And we'll do 3 headlands, 1% overlap, yada, yada, yada. Create job, and the worker is good to go. And we got the potatoes going into the ground. Alright, now we got one worker going. Let's jump over to the Challenger, which is full of liquid fertilizer and seed. Already selected for sugar beet. Probably should be driving as it's unfolding, but why not? Okay, we'll turn that on. And we got to help it around the first corner because, well, we all know the reasons at this point, right? Okay, so create job. That will work. 2 headlands, 1%. Create job. And this will not take long at all. But I will go ahead and get this side done. I might even run into the shed. Yes, I did. Trying to get the entire field covered. And I'll probably even go up around that first corner because we've seen it get stuck there with the plow. And then I'll cover up any missed spots later on after they get done. But this is the only job that the Challenger and this drill have for today. Sorry, it's a planter, not a drill. All right, we're around that corner. And now the workers should be able to continue on. No problem whatsoever. Let me have a look at our production buildings. So BGA, yeah, we know that's going to be kind of turned off. So will the large greenhouses making strawberries. We're still making the bonsai, cypress, and eucalyptus, but we're not making anything really on that, too much to say so. Getting a little bit low on the milk. And let's see, what else we got here? Yep, we're still making plenty of sugar. Starting to get a little bit full on the dehydrated beet pulp and the molasses. I know I think it's the molasses doesn't sell for a whole lot, but if I get too full, we'll have to sell it. Dehydrated beet pulp. I don't know if that is something I can sell or not. But if I bring some silage over, which I do need to do, we need to make some more TMR. We're short on some honey. Still got plenty of strawberries. Clothing is out of wool. And potato chips. Oh, I am full on potato chips. Because we have not been selling any. Alright. So we gotta go ahead and take care of that. Let me jump out here and we'll run straight across the field. And let's just go move some potato chips out of the spawn area. That way that production can get back up and going. I was thinking, like, I shouldn't be through the potatoes yet. No, we're not through it yet, but, you know. There I go saying I checked in all the production buildings, but I'm so used to not checking that building because in the past I've always just been selling the potato chips whenever it was ready. Whenever the money was good, but now we've been holding on to it because, you know, our balance every month is getting pretty darn good. Whoa, shoot that straight across there. Let's just bring that back over here. So speaking of some of this financial stuff, let me have a look at the stock market page. Let's see how we're doing. So clothing is getting up to 1 million, which is great. Next thing we're going to be looking for... potato chips. $91,000 right now for potato chips. Actually, 94. The price is higher. And the same can be said for a lot of the soups that we're selling. And the candy is looking really, really good also. Looking wonderful. I don't think the clothing is going to do as well as it did last year because I think we had some storage of wool from the previous season. This year we had no excess wool. So, yeah, probably not going to be as much. All right, so the potatoes are going in. The sugar beet is going in. We need to grab the T8. We'll grab some more manure. And how much more do we got now? I got another trailer load. And cows, we're up to 47. And slurry, yeah. How much slurry we got now as well? Yeah, slurry we got some also. We should be able to get that soybean field done. So let's head on down. Start fertilizing that. And by the time I'm done with that, I think the Challenger should be done with the sugar beet field. Potatoes are going to take a moment or two. But we will get this work done this month pretty quickly. almost done here, and I should be able to get it done with what manure we have left, I think. And I'm also expecting to see one of my course play workers, mainly the sugar beet field, to be done here very soon. For those wondering, maybe, why didn't I take the wool down to the spinnery right away? Yeah, the sheep are just not producing as much wool. I'm sure they got some. And the spinnery will go through what I bring down there in no time flat. So not too concerned about it. Yeah, should get the field done as long as I go this way. If I went the other way, I'd be wasting a lot of manure. Like I said, I'm probably going to miss a few small patches here and there because I'm trying to extend it probably more than what I need to. So we'll just keep zigzagging back and forth. And then by the time I need the manure and slurry once again, would be in June? I think June is the oat harvest. So it gives them almost 4 months to accumulate some. But with more cows, that just means we'll have more than we had the previous season. I think that's going to be good enough. Yeah, we'll call that good enough. Good enough. Cotton field's looking good. Kind of glad I didn't have weeds turned on in this series. As for stones, I probably won't do stones again until 25 comes out, because I think we're going to need the stones to use in the cement production, because we'll probably need the cement to build the farmhouse. So we'll have to go around with the Challenger here in just a moment. But since we're in the T8, we're going to drop off the manure spreader and we'll grab the wool and get that on down to the spinnery. Also, I'm expecting the potato planter to run out of seed to plant. Round and round we go. Yeah, the grass field, I may just keep using the artificial fertilizer because I've already paid for it. It's in the spreader. So maybe I'll just use it on the grass field. That will keep filling up as long as they detach from it. It will. And that is all the manure the cows have for us currently. So we've been getting just shy of 2 pallets, correct? Let me go ahead and sneak in here to see what we got. Yep. Looks like 2 pallets and a little bit of a third, so that's a little bit better than what it usually is. But then again, it's not 8 o'clock in the morning right now either. It is 10:30. Oh, that is turning really tight here. As long as I go slow, it's not too bad. Alright, let's make sure I hit that button so it takes all the pallets. I said. Thank you. All the pallets. We'll climb the fence because why not? And we will close that on up. And we'll zip on down, drop these off. So 2,100 liters of wool may not seem like a lot, but with our spinnery, basically, if you add the cotton, but let's just forget about the cotton, because we got more cotton, I think, than wool. Every 2 liters of wool, when combined with cotton, will produce 10 liters of fabric. So, yeah, we got about 1,000... Wait a second. My math is all off. My brain can't function. That's going to be a lot of fabric. Let's just leave it at that. It's going to be a lot of fabric that we're going to be producing. Okay, so that is back up and running. I do need to go back up to the cow barn and make sure the cows get a little bit more TMR because they're going to be kind of low. In the meantime, our worker is, I think, just about done with the potato field because I set them off on the same course all the time, so they work from the top down after they do the headlands. And then I'll probably do the same thing as I always do. We get that potato field done, and then I'll get the other potato field done in between episodes. And we'll be moving on to the month of April, which is going to be huge for us, because it'll be time to sell the clothing, and we'll probably sell the potato chips and also the soup to go along with it. Which means probably $1.2 to $1.5 million coming off the loan. I dumped that in there. I don't think the cows are going to be out of food by this morning. They shouldn't be. And no, they're not. They're like half full. But they are requiring 56,000 liters daily or per month. So as long as I keep them above half, they are fine. Everything else here they're looking good at. And the sheep should be good for another month also. Sheep can go 2.5 months on the food. Let's bring this down, and I'll start topping this off with some silage to bring over to the TMR production building. And while it's filling up, we're going to jump into the Challenger and polish off the sugar beet field. But our worker in the potato field is going to come up just short of planting the entire field. It usually gets down to about the last row when it runs out. It does feel good that I don't have to sell stuff every month, but we've been going quite a way since the last time we sold anything, which would be when we sold the pasta and everything, right? So it's been about 3 months, but I did leave some money in the bank account for us to be able to do that. Let's get over to here. Yeah, missed a corner, missed a corner. All right, did not jump into the vehicle. That usually helps. So we'll mosey on down to the other end of the field while this is unfolding. And next month, this will be a busy tractor because we got 3 fields to plant. All veggies. Alright, just touch up on the corners here. Waiting for our worker in the Lamborghini to tell me that they need to be refilled. And we'll be doing some of the planting ourselves when it comes time to the veggies. Missed a little spot here because I was doing the first part of the headland and I probably overlapped a little bit too much off the field itself. was ready to say, the worker did a pretty good job at this corner here. Of course, when 25 comes out, I will be giving the AI worker in the base game a go, because course play probably won't be ready for a while. But really, it looks like the system that's going to be used is pretty much course play. At least that it seems like it is. Alright, we'll bring this back to the farm. Oh, no, 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 no. How did I forget I had to do this corner here? And that corner there. Getting excited about the thought of next month selling all the clothing, potato chips, and the soup. Yeah, I think the worker over there has got 2 more passes and they're done. But they're not going to get 2 passes done. They're going to run out of seed. Unless they surprise me. Yeah, wait for that to fold in, because I'm definitely not getting to the gate with that unfolded. Every time I gotta drive through the yard with this setup, I'm just waiting for the back of the planter to catch on one of the fences. Alright, this is all set to go. Can we not run into the slurry sprayer? Thank you very much. Alright, so what's the first vegetable that we come across? And that's the one we'll plant first. I never remember what order this goes in. Red beets. Needs to be refilled. Surprise, surprise. Actually, I can't park this here because I'll be coming through here with the Lambo and the potato planter. So let's get this kind of out of the way and just park it over here. Let me just see in the soup factory. So we got red beet the most. So the red beet should go into the smallest field. And then looks like carrots and parsnips, it shouldn't really matter where we're putting it. So basically, red beets here. Although that may be the same size as this field here. But yeah, we'll put red beets here. And then probably, I don't know, it doesn't matter, carrots and parsnips and these 2 here. That is my current plan. Let's jump into here. Yep, always right in this general area. So back to the farm, top this off with some seed, and I'll tidy up that potato field and get going on the other one, which should be done, I hope, to start next episode. And pretty much, yeah, we'll just tidy up this month here, because we got no more field work after the potatoes are in. Just got to double check on what's going on with the animals, which I will probably top off the cows. And, yeah, we'll be good to go. I always forget. So, let me just, potatoes. Yeah, potatoes are cheaper than seed. So a full drill, a planter of potatoes was under 1,500. 8,000 liters of potatoes is only 1,500. That's a lot cheaper than seed. I hope I can remember that from now on. Yeah, so start filling up with potatoes. I'm a potato for not knowing that. We'll see if that will just register in my brain that I'm a potato for not knowing that. Alright, let me bring this on down here. Oop, start unfolding it. It just feel I think the problem I have is I just always feel that since seed makes potatoes in some sense, as the game sees it, you would think that the potatoes would be more expensive than the seed would be. Because the potato is a finished product of the seed. Alright, let's get the corners here. And sometimes the top of the hill, it's been like 50-50 sometimes, I think, where they get the corner or they don't get the corner. And it looks like they got the corner. Not to the edge of the field they didn't, but you know what? Yep, I'm at that stage of the Let's Play where it's like, that's good enough. This corner here. Alright, they missed a little spot, but I'm going over it. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe I didn't plow there or something. Okay, so they got actually almost the entire field except for that bottom corner that we started in. Alright, I'm going to park this right here because I don't want to forget about the T8 and bringing over the silage to the TMR production and then start filling it up with some TMR. So hopefully next episode, and yep, that's the pile of clothing that we're slowly accumulating. There's actually a lot more in storage than what's there. I just emptied out enough to make sure the production keeps on going. But yeah, next episode. So we had a $10 million loan, and next episode looks like will be the episode where we finally get halfway done of paying off that loan. But as we've seen last year and what this year is going to be, the second half of that loan is going to go pretty darn quick compared to the first half. And now just turn around here tightly. Hopefully I can get underneath the spout. Yes, we can. And we'll let that fill, and that will take a while to fill. You can see at 2%, 3%, 4%. It takes about 3 minutes, but either way. So a new farming season. I mean, technically it started in February because we got the cotton in. But now we got our oat fields all set. Our oilseed field is all set with canola. First potato field's done. The cotton fields are done. So now, oh yeah, the sugar beet field's done. We just got to do the vegetable fields, which is 3 fields, and the soybean field in May. So we got 4 fields left to plant. Then they're all fertilized. So we'll zip right on through that pretty quick. I don't know, maybe even next episode we might get to May? No, I'll probably get rather busy selling stuff. So, only one way to find out is to tune in next time. But yeah, if you made it this far in the video and you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button. Helps out the channel and the video more than you know. And also lets me know that you're enjoying the content that you're seeing, so we can make more of it. And also while you're down there, if you haven't done so yet, might want to think about hitting that subscribe button as well. But that's where we're going to wrap it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one.